Y'all know what it is, and y'all know who it is. It's Big Dog Chico. It's Deuce Scoop. It's your favorite Uncle Neely, coming to you live from Boulder, where it's colder. It is. Hold up, dog. I ain't know the fro was out. I had to stop the intro and go to the fro. Man, we got an exciting show today, man. We got CU Creative Team Derek with us. We got Professor Chuck Bishop joining us in the back half. Shadour and Jimmy Horn Jr. are back together again. We got a lot to talk about. It's the morning run.
Big show today. Big show today.
And let me tell the chat something, man. Chat, you know what to do. When you come in the morning run, drop where you're watching from. Give a shout out to your loved ones. Let's get this thing going. Before we start the show, we really don't necessarily see each other. I didn't see Chico with the comb out, the blowout, until y'all did.
Yeah, I was
Luda, what up,
wondering.
Luda?
Yeah,
1975. Good morning. Welcome to the morning run. We appreciate y'all joining us. I'm in the middle of the ocean out here in Hawaii. Unc's in the middle of America in Boulder, where it's colder. And Dukes is in the ATL, as you can tell by his hat. We have a great show for you guys. We got a creative joining us from the Colorado Buffaloes. We're gonna go behind the buffs, behind the scenes, and see how all the magic happens. And we're gonna also have Professor Chuck Bishop come on today. But we have to start, of course, with the big news that's out there. And we'll let Unc kick it off.
Yeah, it is since our last show 24 hours ago, it has been confirmed that Shedeur Sanders will be starting this Friday night in the Browns' first preseason game, where they're taking on the Carolina Panthers. Of course, that's where Jimmy Horn Jr. was drafted as well. So great scenes of them reuniting with joint practices. Hey, speaking of joint practices, that's something that Coach Prime has been calling for in the college level, is that, hey, let's do like the pros. Let's practice against each other in the offseason. So that's a conversation that's ongoing. But to see Jimmy Shadour back together again, showed up in practice with matching shoes on, with the
Right.
primes on, didn't even discuss it. Chico, Deuce, we talked about it yesterday, the position that the Browns are in, having to play Shadour where they drafted him at, which was 5th round. But now with the quarterbacks in front of him being injured, this is an opportunity, man, where he's not only going to start, he might play the whole damn game because Hundley just got there.
Exactly. And I wouldn't be surprised to see that. We're gonna see what Dukes thinks also. I'll say this though. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. You just bring in Huntley for, I think, insurance purposes, just in case something happens, or you want to pull Shedeur at some point. But you have a situation where he could potentially, theoretically, play the whole entire game.
yeah. I mean, I think they'll probably go quarter by quarter. Just depends. Matter of fact, I don't know. You know what? It's almost like when you're trying to figure out what the Cleveland Browns gonna do. I mean, you got a better chance of running your head into the wall and expecting the wall to move. Like, it's nothing that we can do to even try to figure out what the Browns, like, nothing has made sense this whole time. I just been like, I just got a feeling it's gonna work out. And I don't know if you go look at everything that's happened so far, a lot of this looks like some BS. And then when you just really think about it and you think about who's involved, you think the family, who it is, but not just who it is, but who they belong to, then you realize you're like, man, you know what? Maybe I ought to take a step back and let me just let it play out. So I think even where we are right now, where even today, Shedeur Sanders doesn't take many reps with the ones, and now they come out and they say, well, he won't be playing with the ones. So they're going to rest the ones. I think this news just came out. They'll be resting the ones. Chico, you may be able to fact check that, but it looks like Shadour will be playing with the 2s and the 3s against the Panthers, which I'm for anyway, because even yesterday when I saw it, I said, I want him throwing the ball to Gage. I want him throwing the ball to Luke Flory. I want him to be with who he's familiar with. So I think that he'll do fine. And as always, I think when you think about the 1s and the 2s in the NFL, a lot of these guys outside of the top 10 to 15% of the league, they are a step away. They're a one break away. They're one catch away from being first or second string. All of these guys are immensely talented. So I think Shadour will be fine. I can't wait to see him ball.
Yeah, I'm in the same position, man. Like, we have to discuss what typically happens in the league. And then what happens with the Cleveland Browns, particular quarterback, is so atypical that you just scratch your head and go like, well, I want to give an analysis, but the organization I'm speculating on does so much kooky stuff. 1999, when they came back in, they had 40 starting quarterbacks, more than anybody in the league by a long shot, more than anybody in the league. And they just continue to mismanage historically the quarterback room. But just like you said, Dukes, and this is where I'm a firm believer. When you add in a Sanders, they're testing the jumbotron. I don't know if that noise picked up, but they're testing the
Oh,
jumbotron.
hey, I'm just happy it wasn't me this time. That wasn't me right there.
The day I come out on the balcony, the jumbotron tested. But when you look at the last name Sanders, and like you said, Dukes, who they are and who they know they belong to, the man above, when have they lost? Every situation where somebody tries to harm them, they come out greater on the other side. So I think whether this solidifies Shadour, his future in history, or promotes the value or people around the league want to come get him, he's going to win. Like whether they win on the scoreboard against the Panthers, preseason really doesn't matter in that much regard. But performance wise, he's going to win. He's going to either make the Browns want him more, and the owner come out and say, "Hey, I changed my mind. I really like the kid now," or the Saints or somebody else is going to pick up the phone. I love this opportunity for him. I talked yesterday, Dukes, about my man Dak down in Dallas when he went there as number 4 in the room, and before week 1 was number 1 because of injuries. We don't know if these other two guys in front of them are coming back, what their situations to relapse are. You don't know, but I do know this. When you give a Sanders an opportunity, they're going to make the most out of that opportunity.
Absolutely. We've seen it in excuse me, we've seen it in the past. Let me ask you this question though, Unc and Dukes. If he comes out there and plays very well, what position does that put him in? What position does that put the Browns in? And should, as you said last night, teams start trying to offer something for Shedeur Sanders?
Yeah, just to start out, I think he's in the same position. I think when you look at, so do y'all remember when preseasons were 4 games? You didn't see the real starters. You didn't see your starters play until game 3, and game 3 was the game rehearsal. You saw maybe a series, you saw a series or 2. Then game 3 is when you saw the dress rehearsal. They may play a quarter, they may play an entire half, and after that, you didn't see them game 4. Now that they've shrunk the schedule down to 3 games of preseason, you're seeing less and less guys get meaningful snaps in the preseason. Last year, you may get a drive or 2 at the most from the presumed starters. So there's a saying, like, if anybody, we're gonna go to the hood for a second. You talk to anybody on chain gang or in prison in Georgia, they say, "Hey, you say, what's going on, man? I'm laying low till they let me go." That's the same thing that Shadour got to do. Take his opportunities, lay low till they let him free. And when I say free, that means give him the opportunity that he earned, and they're gonna make him earn everything. But that's fine because he's going to earn everything. He never asked for it. The presumption of him being a silver spoon kid came from everybody else. That came from perception. But that was never about his real life because Coach Prime made his children work for everything. We saw it on TV. Like, we literally watched these boys grow up, and that's why the country is so enamored with Shadour, and they're so involved and invested in this process. So yeah, I don't think he goes out, he plays well, great. He goes out, doesn't play as well, fine. Because I don't think this game alone is set up to elevate him from this game. I think all it does is continues to further his case as being the guy who can actually be a potential long-term fit for Cleveland.
And Dukes, I think you nailed it. I want to peel back a couple more layers on that onion, though. Not only does this put this situation, put Shedeur Sanders in a situation to win, as much as it pains me to say it, it put the Browns in a situation to win.
Mm-hmm.
Because here they got a guy in the 5th round at 155th that is a top 5 pick. So you saved buku money right there. Like, you saved millions right there because he's not concerned about how much you pay him. He's going to play like the dog and Sanders that he is, no matter where he's drafted. So you saved a gang of money there. Now, based on the owner's comments, I didn't know we were going to get him. That wasn't my call. We got 2 guys in front of him, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If he goes out there and balls well, he either earns the job, as you said, Dukes, that he rightly so should have had in the first place, or the trade value increases so exponentially you're going to still win. And so, like, the Browns are really sitting in a beautiful position when all things are considered. But we know the Browns typically mess up beautiful positions. So,
Man, more power to my Browns, man. More power to my
Chico is
Cleveland
like,
Browns.
man,
You a Brown fan, Chico?
I told you I used to root for him when I was little because my last name is Cleveland. So I used to make up this crazy story that, when you're a little kid, he would say, ask you a question, you'd be like, yeah, my granddaddy built that city. And the little kid be like, oh, for real? Like,
well,
yeah, he
it's
named
a lot
after
of, look, you black in America, there's a lot of truth to that. It might not be direct relative. Well, we built everything. So you ain't lying. Technically, you ain't lying. It just might not be in that city.
probably been my great grandfather rather than my great granddad, like I would say. But yeah, I used
You
to root
about
for him
200 years
though.
old. You
Duke.
Benjamin Button, Chico. We don't nobody know how old you are.
You're right. I'm anywhere from 18 to 76, somewhere in there. Y'all just take a guess.
Man, hey, look, I hate to. I'm gonna pull a Chico here. I'm gonna bring the story back to me, man. I never been more pissed off than when I worked in. I was a supervisor, man, at Marshall's in Decatur, Georgia. My first like real job, making decent money. I was about 27, and there was a guy, and we not a few years out of college, and some of the supervisors hanging. I'm like, hey, bro, how old are you? He was like, this mother asked me how old I look. I was like, hey, bro, what? How old are you, bro? And he looked young. He was real fit. I'm like, bro, how old are you, bro? And they kind of find out this man was like 40 something, like back then. But he was really like protecting his age like a female. I started talking to him. I'm like, hey, man, but you might, hey, nah, man, excuse me. Man, go tell me how old I look. I was like,
I'm
hold
not
up.
looking at you like that.
Hold up,
Yeah,
man. Like, come on, man.
a man can't do that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. My bad.
Chico, are you speaking of what a man cannot do?
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't. How old do I look?
the major violator that you are in man code. You mean to tell me you have limits?
That's a lie.
Even you wouldn't do that.
Hey, man. So, hey, you know what? We got the coalition. Now we got Uncle Nealon, Martin Luther Dukes, Chico Cornell.
Man, I
Cleveland
wish you
West.
would, man. Let's get. Hey, let's. They're going
Cornell
too
West.
far, big man. Hey, we have some guests coming on. We're going to start off with our first one, though, that's going to take us behind the scenes of the Colorado Buffaloes. We discussed how cold-blooded the recruiting tactics were, or what do you call those little official offer cards? Man, cold-blooded right there. That'll make me commit on the spot. Look at Unk's face. Unk, introduce who we have coming up, Unk.
First of all, Chico, you got to be sitting one, and you would never. Coach Prime went offer you a 3-piece of the biscuit to come play for him, and you talk about what you would do with your official offer letter. Man, we got our man, head of creative, man. Derek is in the building. Come on, Derek, man. Like, we've been discussing the creativity of what goes out and how we recruit and how we promote the program. And I have just been Duke, Chico, every single time something comes out, particularly the offer letters, but just the day-to-day production. And we're going to have Snelson on the other side as well. But this dude right here, man, does the damn thing. I don't know how he came up with this playing card scenario, but we're going to jump into it. Big D, Derek, welcome to the Morning Run.
How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir. Derek, how you doing?
Oh, good, man. Good. Just happy to be here.
Yes, sir.
I don't think you and Chico's hair could be any different.
We got both ends of the spectrum going.
Yeah.
All the boxes covered.
Hey, we're pretty much the same because somebody like it.
Yeah.
Right?
Come up for a game.
All that matters.
For best hair on the sideline.
Derek, talk to us about your official position, the title, what it is you do day to day, and then we're going to hit you with some stuff we want to know.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm the senior art director with CU Football. Handle all of the graphic design, photography. That's everything relating to like social media, recruiting, marketing, all of the sideline photography, recruit photo shoots. Pretty much anything you see on social media that's a still graphic or a photo usually comes out of my office. And then I work with Snelson, Daniel Rodriguez, our social manager, then Zion Atwater.
Oh, nice.
So.
Hey, excuse me. I of course, everybody said I got to bring it back to me. Well, speaking of the sideline, I was on the sideline my first game there. And me, I like to do things like I used to read the back of the cards.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the back of a cereal box. Give me an encyclopedia. I can read things. So before I even go to Boulder, I start reading, the coaches list, the roster, the staff, and I see your name on there as the art director, and then I run into you on the field, and I kind of give you a little shout out. Hey man, hey, you're there. He looked at me like, who the hell is this guy? And I say, hey man, you do a great job, great work,
Yeah.
and just kept it moving. So I don't know if you remember that, but I just wanted to put that out there. I recognized talent early, Unc.
Appreciate that. It's crazy that we live in a world where
this man been doing this 11 years. You bump into him on the sideline and you want to claim credit.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay. All right.
It's crazy that people recognize the camera guy and the designer now.
Right. And that's what I was going to kind of get to you. Does that kind of surprise you at any point? Because I know you've been at different schools, USC, Michigan State and such. Does that surprise you to see that you're getting recognized nowadays with all the cameras and stuff around Coach Prime?
It does. I mean, like I've been around some big programs, but like even at those bigger schools, people don't really know the behind the scenes people like us. And then as soon as the Coach Prime show comes to Boulder, it's like everybody knows everybody on staff. And like on a game day, me and Snelson will like walk across campus, get some footage. And we have dozens of people stopping us, say hi and saying they like our work and all that. It's like I'm just a camera guy. How do you guys know who I am?
Right.
I'm not even in front of the camera. I'm behind the camera.
Yeah.
So.
No, for sure. Derek, I wanted to ask, like, where do you draw influence from? Like, can it just be on social media? Do you watch videos? Like, where do you draw influence to be able to put together some of the pieces that you do?
Yeah, I mean, it's a competitive field, and working this long in the field, like you get to know a lot of the other creatives. So you pull inspiration from other people that you know around the industry and all that. And then I've always been into art and sports. So like collecting trading cards and all that, that was kind of where I got my start. And then kind of build your own brand and then just kind of expand on it. So like this is my 5th year collectively with CU. So like, I build a brand that I like, and then each year I try to progress on it and build it into something a little bit more and something a little bit bigger.
Derek, I met you on a cold December day when Coach Prime first arrived, and I remember walking into your office, which is now the office I'm in with Coach Michael Pollack. Shout out to Coach Pollack. And hey, let me tell you, brother, you were scared.
A little bit. There was there was one hire that they could have made that scared me a little bit, and they made that hire. So,
and I remember meeting with Coach Prime. He was like, "Hey man, talk to the guys, let them know what to expect." So I go back around there. What's the guy that Paul? He went to So and I said, "Hey man, look, here's the deal. Just expect unexpected, and just be ready." And you were like, "What does ready mean?" I said, "I don't know, but just be it. Just be ready."
Yeah.
Keep the batteries charged, the cameras ready, because the guy's mind doesn't sleep. And there's going to be something to spur a moment. And the last thing you want to do is like, oh, coach, hold on, I got to charge my batteries. Like, so just be ready. And I think 30 minutes after I said, he came in the office and said, hey, let's go ahead and feel something,
Yep.
What has it been like getting to know him, working for him, and seeing how much your creative ideas line up with his? Because I don't know if there's anything you kick up to him that he goes like, no, I don't like that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like everything the guy's done, he's been the best at it. So, you surround yourself with someone like that, and it makes you get a little bit better at your job. And it kind of keeps you on your toes when you got a guy that's, elite at everything. And then he puts an emphasis on the field that we're in, the creative, the photography, the video, social, all of that. So, it kind of inspires you to be a little bit better and keep building on it. You can't get too comfortable around him. So yeah, it's been a challenge for sure to, keep bettering yourself day after day, but it's been a good thing for us. And I think our team's handled it really well.
And I got to follow up with that, Derek. When I saw the offer letter that was the Coach Prime shoe, I mean, I just walked off and I saw it's like, look, this, like, all right, we won. Like whoever, like, there's no way you getting this in the mail and not signing.
Right.
And so then you fast forward and I see this year, the playing card. Like, how do you keep coming up with these ideas?
Yeah. So with the offer letter specifically each year, like that's the day and age of the printed physical item that gets mailed to a kid. Those days are kind of numbered now. So this is like our big chance each year to really knock it out of the park. So like my 3 things that I really take into consideration each year is how do you market the program? How do you market Coach Prime, which is always, an easy market? And then how do you appeal to a 17-year-old kid? So last year, it was right around the time that the Coach Prime shoes were coming out. So I was like, well, let's do a shoe box and market the shoes, market Coach Prime, market the program, kind of show that like this is bigger than a football program. This is a a culture thing. It's bigger than what's just on the field. And the year before that, we did the Louis Vuitton ones, and that was right around the time that Coach Prime had to bring my luggage with me, and it's Louis. So like that's a chance to, you know, show that this is, you know, flashy. Yeah, there's pictures of it. Like it's a chance to, you know, show off a little bit. So then, yeah, going into this year, we have, you know, 160 years of NFL experience on staff. So how do you find a way to market? We have all of this experience. We have, you know, 3 Hall of Famers. Almost everybody on staff has been in the NFL at some point. So how do you bring that back to the kid? And the first thing my head went to was football cards. And, you know, when you're trying to relate to a kid, like I think every kid has collected cards at some point.
Yeah.
So then you can see, you know, all of your coach cards, like all these guys have done it. They've succeeded at it. And then, you know, I could be that someday.
Super inspiring right there for kids to see that, and, you know, to see all the, like, damn, these are people that, like, I used to have cards that, you know, I wouldn't probably never meet these people, but you seeing guys that you are in the office with, you're working with, that's coaching you right here on these cards. You got to be, you know, very, very inspirational to see that, and hard to turn that down if you get an official offer from the Colorado Buffaloes.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you have, you know, 3 Hall of Famers and all of this NFL experience. Like if you want to go to the next level, come learn from the guys that have done it, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Hey man, that'll do it right there. Those cards. I'm sitting here looking at it. Let me make sure I put it up on screen so that people can see it out there also, and not just me.
Yeah.
Unc posted it on his Instagram right here. It's all over the net.
Yep. And it's cool to see it.
Deuce, let me tell you something. I told to Derek, man, offline. You know, I see his still photography, and he takes it to the gram, and it's just a photo. And so it's one thing to have a graphic image, a computer image of Rob Livingston, you know, in his days coaching at Cincinnati. But these are actually real printed cards in a card holder sent to prospective students. Like, how did it go from design to like, no, let's make these cards real and they can touch them, and make one for them as well?
Right. Yeah. I mean, kind of like I was saying earlier, like the days of printed media when it comes to recruiting, those days are they've kind of come and gone. So this is our like one chance to like really go all out and like give them something like a keepsake, you know, like if a kid gets that in the mail, they're not just going to throw it away. It's a personalized thing. It's something bigger than just a letter, you know? Yeah. And like, I think those physical items too, like those go a long way. Like you can get a text or, you know, a graphic texted to you, you know, and you look at it for a couple seconds and then it's gone. You kind of lose the moment. But with something like this, like that's going to be sitting at the house, and like, you know, parents are going to see it, grandparents, the whole family's going to see it, kids going to post it on social media. Right. It's got a much bigger reach then. And
the quality of it is going to last for a long time also.
Yeah.
It's like that hard card stock is not just a piece of paper, you know?
Yeah. Shout out to our friends at Ghost Mail too. They do a great job getting all these things printed for us.
Okay.
They do the gold foil, graphic, all that stuff.
Give a shout out to your team also.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, John Snelson, he's the director of creative here. He handles pretty much all the video stuff.
So Derek, here's where I hop in and tell you something.
Yeah.
I told you Chico is always going to give us this moment where we could criticize Chico. He pulls up an image of 4 people and 2 of them are no longer here. Like Chico was going to always
it happens, dog. It happens.
Chico going always. Derek, what I tell you offline? I said, just be patient. Chico is going to give you the moment where you can swing on him.
Yeah.
So he puts up a picture and says, hey, talk about your team. Well, hell, 2 of them ain't here, Chico.
Well, that's what he can explain, Unc. That's what he can say. Hey, well, this is an older picture. 2 of these guys aren't here, but they did this, and now we have this.
Yeah, that was the OG squad. That was before Coach Prime was here. Portia's with the Raiders now, and Paul's moved back to Michigan. He's just a corporate guy now.
Nice.
But yeah, now we have Daniel Rodriguez. He came over from the NCAA. He's a stud. He does it all. And then Zion Atwater, she was one of our students. She graduated, went to go work for the Utah Jazz and the Utah Hockey Club. And we were able to pull her back and get her back on our side. So yeah, we've got 4 full-timers that are just dedicated to football.
And this is your second time around back at CU, right? Can
you
talk about your I guess your journey in this creative market?
It is, yeah. I got hired out here in 2019 when Mel Tucker got hired, and then I went with him to Michigan State, and then went to USC for a year after that. But when I left here, I really did not want to leave. It was a great career move for me to do it, but I loved living out here. Loved the staff, and loved just being in Boulder and all that. And I wanted to come back, so I just kept my connections here, and then stars kind of aligned, position opened up, and they reached out and asked if I'd want to come back. So yeah, it was a good thing that I left, but it was a hard decision to leave this place. I think anybody that's ever been to Boulder, they realize how special it is.
Most definitely.
Dukes, you better get in there because he's going to go 1-2 back to 1.
Man, y'all just left me out, man. Jeez, but it's okay. But Derek, I did want to ask you, like, your designs are very elaborate.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a budget that you have to stay within, or do you make the design and you say, hey guys, this is what I'm thinking, can we get it done?
So in most scenarios, we do have a budget, but when it comes to the offer letters, since it's a once a year thing and it's usually like our moment to go viral, they usually just kind of turn it over to me and they're like, hey, make something cool. And we've done a pretty good job keeping it relatively affordable. And these only go out to like our top prospects too. It's not like every kid in the country is going to get one of these.
Right.
I brought one of the packets into Coach Prime's office a couple days before we mailed them out to show him what these kids were going to get. And he goes, who's getting these? And I was like, well, our recruits. And he goes, what recruits? He's like, we can't be mailing this to everyone. So,
right. Yeah.
I was like, well, it's like our top 30 guys get it. And he's like, okay, there we go. He's like, you can't just be giving these out.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah.
Too nice.
Yeah.
That's a compliment, right?
It is. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Especially coming from him.
For sure.
He has a lot of stuff to work with, whether it's shoes, different brands, things of that nature. So, you have a lot of things on the table that you can be creative with. And I think that makes the job, I wouldn't say easier, but I say fun, a lot funner than, just having anything else out there. But you got Coach Prime.
Yep. I've been around, small time ball. I worked at Toledo for 3 years before I came out here. So, I've been on both sides of it where you're working with a small market and, not really a budget for this kind of stuff. And then you come out here and you have one of the biggest sports icons of all time that you can market, and that helps.
Yeah. And a lot of it, man, like as you articulated, comes kind of gift wrapped in that it sparks your idea. Coach Prime said, I'm bringing my Louis. So you designed something based on that. The shoes were getting ready to drop. You based something on that. You felt you went back to your days of loving trading cards and you made something on that. There's no telling what may come out between now and next year to give you that inspiration. But one of the things I want to ask you about, circle back to, you mentioned it. You said you think about, the university program, think about Coach Prime's cachet, and then blend that with what's going to catch the eye of a 17-year-old, like that demographic we're trying to recruit. Have you found that there's sometimes you like something that you're trying to target that target market with, but maybe somebody up above is like, I don't know about that, Derek, but it's like, no, we got to use this because this is who we're talking to.
Yeah, I haven't really run into that too much. Most of the things that we're marketing are related to Coach Prime, so it's not really going to be shot down because it's promoting the big guy, So yeah, I've been lucky. I haven't had too many things that have gotten, shut down. The only one that I can think of off the top of my head was our game poster from the UCF game, because I had Cam Stillman Craig on there, and he's a shark, so I put him in the water, and then
you got a little heat for that one.
So wait, why? Because I was going to ask about that one being one of the most iconic ones you made.
Oh, it was, yeah. There it is, right
Chico,
there.
It was outstanding, but it dropped the same time the hurricane hit.
Yeah. So I made that graphic, about a week before, and then that hurricane came in, and I was like, the graphic's already made, and it's got Cam on, it's got sharks. We're going to Florida, it's cool. It's
makes sense.
Fitting. But timing of everything made it a little sensitive.
Yeah.
So, in hindsight, I totally get it, but that's about the only one I can remember off the top of my head that got shut down.
Which one would be one of your favorite game day posters that you've made? We got a couple of them that we can pull up right here.
The USC one was cool. Kind of base it off the Trojan horse. With the game posters, I always try to kind of make it either a geographical element of we're going to the West Coast, so we'll do like the lowrider car and do the Rose Bowl, Sunset, all that. Or like going to Florida, doing tropical kind of setting. Honestly, the LeJohntay one for the homecoming game, that one ended up working out pretty good because that was for the Baylor game when he caught that Hail Mary.
Oh man, perfect.
Yeah. So it's cool that like a lot of these posters have a story now too.
Exactly.
Derek,
Chico, let me tell you this Deuce, let me tell you this funny one. Oh no, it's 1, 2, 3, Chico. You the one off. You know how somebody could be behind you and there's a person speaking, but you thinking they're speaking to you because you're unaware there's somebody behind you? So the first spring game with Coach Prime could be very particular about who's on the field and who's around.
Mm-hmm.
And so Coach was at the 50, Derek was at the 30, and somebody who didn't belong was at the 10, and Coach would say, "Hey, you get off the field, get off the field." Derek was running so fast his hair was blowing, and I was like, "No, I was like, Derek, he's not talking about you. He's talking about the guy behind you." In
that moment, my fight or flight it triggered right then and there, and you would have thought I was an Air Force pilot the way that I flew. I got out of there in a hurry.
I feel you.
Derek, I was going to ask you, when you get into the mindset of creatives, no matter what field they're in, they always kind of have a different kind of brain than the average person. They think in colors, or sometimes they may not march to the beat of the traditional drum. I like to find out what they like. So if you could you name maybe a few of your favorite movies, maybe a couple of your favorite songs, and what's your favorite food?
I'm going to start with favorite food because this has become a kind of a social media persona for me. I love hot dogs.
Oh,
nobody's
ever
in a bad mood.
Glizzy, D Glizzy, that's your new name, not D Glizzy.
Nobody's ever in a bad mood when they're eating a hot dog. You're at a barbecue, you're out at a ball game. They're great.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Favorite movie? I've always loved Superbad. Big comedy guy. Came out right when I was in middle school, high school.
Yeah, Superbad good.
Shawshank Redemption is up there too.
Ooh, okay. Got some depth there.
Yeah, my dad and I have a couple that every time they're on TV, we have to watch them. We own all the DVDs, but we watch them on TV every time.
Oh, wow.
Trying to think of any other big ones. What was the third one?
Songs.
Oh, favorite songs. Favorite song of all time is Black by Pearl Jam.
Okay.
Also big Grateful Dead guy. Led Zeppelin is my favorite band of all time. That'll never change.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we kind of got the mentality of Derek a little bit. We know what to do for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, to dig this on the music tip, Derek made a poster for Lil Wayne.
I did, wow. Yeah.
Lil Wayne has it.
Yep. Yeah, so I've been going to concerts now since I was like 17, 18 years old, and I always get a poster from each one. So my house looks like a museum. I got 60 of them hanging up.
Jeez.
And, I see all these cool designs. I'm like, I'm a designer. Why don't I start designing these things? Mm-hmm. So came up with the design, pitched it to Lil Wayne or to his crew. Yeah, there's a picture of it there. And then screen printed that in my garage, and they sold 150 of them at the show.
Wow.
When he came to Boulder a couple years ago for the spring.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, it's cool to see how being around the CU program, Coach Prime, and all of that leads to different avenues of opportunities we can do. Because
don't I know it?
Opportunity to be around Lil Wayne prior to that,
Right. Man, Lil Wayne, what
put you on the spot real quick, Derek.
Yeah.
Here we go.
If you had to do something, a graphic poster with Chico, take a good look at it right now. What would you go with?
You got to focus on the hair for sure. I'm kind of leaning in the realm of that Jimmy poster from the Rose Bowl, but
clean,
like big on the hair.
Yeah.
Ben Wallace was my favorite basketball player growing up too.
He's from 10 minutes from outside where I'm from too. Shout out to Big Ben.
Awesome. Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate that. That's the artist mind just recognizing the nice qualities of his subject and bringing them out. You know what I mean?
Of course.
So he wouldn't have a large canvas to work with, Uncle Neely. So he's just scrap that.
I've been around Neely long enough now. We could come up with something good.
Me too.
Yeah.
Derek, where can people find you on the gram and your current daily posts? including the school's accounts and whatever you post daily, man? How do they keep up with you?
Yeah. I don't post a ton on social media, but just at Merrick Darkle on Instagram and Twitter. I usually repost all my work on there, but
I was gonna say that again because you kind of switched it up how your handle is in your name.
yeah, I just I switched the first letters of it, so instead of Derek Markel, it's just Merrick Darkle.
There you go. I thought
Yeah.
your name was Merrick for a while.
Yeah, I know. Some of our players I think at every school I've been at, there's been players that think my name is actually Merrick because I see it on social media. And Brady Coppets for the longest time, he'd see me. He's like, Merrick, how you doing, man?
Yeah. Man.
Yep.
Merrick, I think we covered everything just to make sure.
Call Merrick this then.
Yeah, Merrick, I think we covered everything. I like this one right here, man. This one right here.
Next, Nelson know he's up next. We're gonna make sure we do some deep coverage on what you guys are doing and putting out, promoting Coach Prime's program. I think it's a wonderful look. You guys do a great job, and it's certainly a great team effort taking place in the building. Y'all know him as Merrick. We know him as Derek.
Yeah.
Appreciate you dropping by the morning run, brother.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. See you.
I think you can do a lot with your afro, Chico.
Like
have
what?
kind of like the Captain Caveman going when you reach in there and pull something out.
Pull something out. It's right here.
Y'all remember the Harlem Globetrotters cartoon? The brother with the afro, he could reach in there and pull out whatever they needed.
Boy,
I do have one of these, though. I do have one of these. And anybody you have an afro, whatever kind, small type, you have to have the Soul Brother pick.
Boy, Chico, man. Hey, man, hey, boy, you off the chain, boy.
But
don't
really, though, let me say this. I really didn't mean to do this, but since we're 5 days a week now, it kind of threw me off yesterday. I really thought yesterday was Wednesday, and I had an appointment for my hair for Wednesday. Shout out to T-Braids 808 Hawaii. So after the show yesterday, I was like, okay, now I can take my braids down. It's Wednesday. We're going to get them done. I got all the way to about to get in my car and said, wait a minute. Something don't feel right.
Wait a minute.
I said, wait a minute. It's not Wednesday, dog. We've been doing. Oh, I done took my hair out. Now I got to wear it on the show tomorrow like this. What? Oh, man.
Boy, Chico, you should have been on a sitcom. I can see you going to get in the car by yourself like, wait a minute. Something isn't right.
Say it out loud.
Yeah, out loud. Like nobody. Wait a minute.
He said at the doctor's office during his exam.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
At least I ain't say what you said. Do it again. Can I have another chick?
Don't try to take my joke and put it on me, Chico. We got a loyal audience. They've been watching. They know I get you with that one.
Hey, Chico, like
hey, man, it is the morning run, man. You got to do some scoop in ATL. Big Dog Chico out in the middle of the Sean was too long. Neither checking in for both was colder. We are now joined by the professor, Dr. Charles Bishop from inside the HB Sports Lab. You can also catch him there Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursdays live. You can catch him on Sunday nights, late night, with Uncle and Chico live as well. Well, we call him Professor Booty On, but today we're going to keep it a little more professional since it's the morning run. He's Dr. Charles Bishop. Dr. Bishop, welcome to the morning run.
Man, I appreciate you guys bringing me on. Chico, I see you got the Bushido Brown going. Remember Bushido Brown from the Boondocks?
Yeah.
I was thinking about the what was that NBA Streets with the Afro Man on the front of the cover?
There you go. I see you working.
That's right.
Move a little to your left, Chuck. Your face cut off there. There you go. Yeah.
There you go. So, hey,
Chuck, we were talking about the Browns, but we started the show. What's your thoughts? You watched Shadour play at Jackson State and been impressed his career here at Colorado as well. What are your thoughts on the Browns and their management of quarterbacks, not only historically but now?
Well, it's a huge opportunity for Shadour. I mean, but as we've seen time in and time again, I mean, he rises to the occasion. I mean, and you can't replace the fact that he is one of the most accurate passers I know I've ever laid eyes on. When you take a look at what he does, you talk about somebody who stays up around, 70% accuracy in terms of completion percentage. But I mean, it's a huge opportunity. I know a lot of people have talked about, his time that he spent with the first teamers, and maybe might be some timing issues or whatnot. But I don't have any doubt whatsoever that Shadour is going to get in there, and as he's always done, proving that he is the quarterback that we've seen him to be.
And you saw him at Jackson State, from the get-go with the shortcut, and then he went to the Plats, and now he went to the Braves, and I just saw a picture of him. He might be back to the Plats.
Oh,
so if Platt Shedeur come out, Platt Shedeur was a dog. He ain't playing no games.
And I'm always tickled. I mean, since he's come into college, I mean, he's always been knocked for whatever reason. I remember, the knock on him coming into Jackson State. Well, he's coming from a private Texas school. They haven't seen much competition. And what did he do when he got to Jackson State? Then the knock, going to the FBS program. Okay, he hasn't seen the competition. Continuously, he comes in and just does what needs to be done. I mean, shows out from a quarterback perspective. And I don't have any doubt. I mean, the Browns will figure it out at some point. Or I think, Neely, you were talking about this the other day. Well, okay, we'll pick up the phone, and I'm sure New Orleans, I'm sure the Saints would be more than happy to get a first-round talent that happened to slide down to the 5th round.
Agreed.
So also, there's a bunch of teams out there should be vying for to get Shedeur Sanders on their team. And after this game right here, heard what Duke said earlier, heard what Unc said earlier. You know what? Let me just be quiet. Let Unc speak right quick because he's shaking his head. I guess I went 1-2 back to 1 and 3. Well, I give y'all a pause. If y'all don't say nothing, I don't want to have no blank space. So I'm going to say something.
I don't know blank space.
You know what I mean? What do you call it? Black. What do you call it? I forgot what the term was now.
Hey, man.
Blank noise.
Dukes, you got me. Not that you need my green light. Man, swing on that joker, man. Keep taking your spot.
I don't even be mad no more because I enjoy listening to Chico. Chico amazed me every day. Like every day.
I'm waiting on y'all to say something. You got to say something. Y'all got to be.
It ain't a y'all. It's 1, 2, 3. You go 1, 2, 2, 2, 2.
Well, sometimes y'all can't count. Ocho. Sometimes y'all just be. So
y'all be wild, man.
Hey, man. I'll sit back here, man. I feel like I'm in the chat sometimes. I just be amazed, like for real. Like Chico do so fun. I try to like keep my composure. Like today, remember Chico? He said something. He just got to rub it on himself. Oh, Chico, what did you doing? Like you remember? I'm trying to be professional because we got company. I'm like, I could, man. Look, I'm finna crack up. I almost took myself off screen. Chico, why do you always go right here? Like you go like right here.
Because if I go anywhere else, you can't see it on camera. So I got to do this so you can see it.
Go somewhere else because we don't want to see it on camera.
Anyways, man, let y'all go somewhere.
Hey, man. Hey, every time I'm like, every time
this is the morning run.
Like, Chico, I be like,
where brothers can't swing on each other up in there.
Man, I'm not finna fight Chico big freaky self, man.
Virtually, digitally swing on each other up in his.
Hey, all I know, Dukes, stay upright if he get you down. He already admitted he loved the power.
Come on now, dog.
Oh man,
Big
that's a lie.
You need to get a big ring where you can dance. He gonna want you in the octagon.
You want to fight somebody in the
trying to ground and pound.
Thank you. His words.
And we talking about running the football, man. Y'all want to take it to somewhere else.
So, Bishop, did we tell you about the Monday that I don't know what happened. It was a Monday.
Back to Chico again? I thought we had questions for
Chico just woke up this day and just said, you know what? I feel like telling some lies. And so on a Monday, he started lying to us about him and Kanye being cousins.
Oh, wow.
And on a Wednesday, Kanye came out and talked about him and his cousin. And we like, Chico?
That was just bad timing right there, dog. That was just bad timing. That actually happened, Chuck. I come over here talking about, I wasn't lying. I was telling the truth, actually. You know, we got family in Chicago. My family last name is West, you know. My grandfather was up there, you know, got a couple of families. And it was a true statement. He could be a family member. Okay. But just a couple of days later, he come out and talk about what he did with his cousin. It just made it all bad, Ocho.
So you got the West and the Clevelands working there too. Right, Chico?
West Cleveland in the building. West
Okay,
Cleveland
right.
in the building.
Right on.
That's
right.
right.
On.
See how easy I could have made that as a little kid? I'm from West Cleveland. We built the Cleveland Browns Stadium. We built, you know what I'm saying?
I caught that. I caught that.
It makes sense as a kindergartner.
I think that's how we got to look at your life through the lens of a kindergarten. I think that's what we at. It's been you know what, Chico, you just road to Damascus moment. I see clearly now that I've been looking at you with my 54-year-old eyes. I got to look at you like I'm 5.
The road
Now when I
to
switch lenses, everything you do makes sense now. Rub it
There you
on
go.
yourself.
There you go.
Line.
There you go. Just look through a different lens.
It all makes sense now. He 5.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like, this is my favorite part of the day every day, man. Chico's so damn funny, man. It's all wrong with him, man.
I didn't do that, man. What y'all do?
Chico is crazy, man.
Oh, man.
Damn, Chico.
I can't even put my rag over down the
all of this, Chico, because you stepped on Dukes and wouldn't let him ask his question. That's
all
how we
of
went down
this
this road.
because I'm trying to protect the silence on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
That's all.
he's so used to you interrupting him. That's why he stayed silent. That he know you were gonna take his turn.
So it's a setup. That's what you're saying. You set me up. You lined me up.
That's how a 5-year-old would see it.
Oh, Chico.
That make the perfect.
Can't win for losing, dog.
Chico,
I know, man.
Can't win for losing,
That's what happened.
This is what happens, Chuck. This is what happens, dog.
I see.
Let me sit back, relax, New Jacks before I blaze up a sack. Let me just sit right here. Silence of the lamb chops.
All I know is Duke's from the ATL and he done turned the hat backwards. You might want to do it.
No, hey man, hey, boy, I don't know. I don't want no smoke with Chico. 0. Bruh, no. Man, I just never mind. I ain't gonna say it.
Well, Dukes, let me while you got yourself and hit your inhaler. Chuck, let me ask you something. You know a little bit about ball. You've been coaching football and commentating on football, doing analysis. When you watch a preseason game, what does Professor Charles Bishop look for? What are you watching?
Oh, great question. Offensive line jumps out for me in terms of sort of the continuity of what's going on with regards to the first, second, and third teamers when you're looking at a pro team. So you get in the second half of games and you start to see breakdowns and things of that nature. So those things always, if you're paying attention to camps and you're kind of following along camp updates and things of that nature, it kind of resonates like, oh, he didn't have a good night, that sort of thing. And later on it comes out, what they graded out is and all that sort of stuff. But I was looking at camp the other day with regards to Texas Southern, and very interesting you bring that question up. One of the things that the coaches talked about, especially on the collegiate level with all the transfers coming in, is the continuity along the offensive line. You might still have a couple of faces that come back or some guys that come back from the previous year, but you're adding faces to the mix and you're looking to see, you're looking for that competition and how well do they communicate and things of that nature. So, one of the things that I thought, interestingly enough, last year was you had a lot of quarterbacks go down within the HBCU ranks early last year. And one of the things he's pointing out was some of it is just the continuity of the offensive line. You didn't have it and you don't get it and it doesn't mesh well until you take a look at maybe the late part of September or going into October. But that was one of the things they were talking about. Doesn't matter whether you're FCS or FBS, continuity of the offensive line is something that jumps out for me.
So Chuck, when you think about players that have the HBCUs, there's a certain fraternity that you have on that football team about what it is to play at one, what it represents. We saw that when Coach Prime was there. There were people that were reluctant to accept him because they didn't feel like he was swag or whatever the saying was at the time. And there were multiple sayings. But sometimes you see guys on that Power 4 level that have a grit that you knew would have passed in the HBCU environment. Is there anyone that you could think of from Colorado over the last couple of years that you said, what, if they had to go to Jackson, that may not have been in Jackson, that would have had that grit or something that they would have been accepted in one of those locker rooms?
Offensive lineman that jumps out for me is Rock, Tyler Brown, in terms of just being very impressed with him, his mental makeup, his physicality. I jokingly call him a rhino. You got to have guys, you know, in that interior line that are just rhinos. And, you know, nice guy off the field, but I mean, just one of those guys that brought it every time you saw him in practice, every time you saw him in the game. But, you know, keeping your wits were all about your losing theirs. I mean, he fits so many intangibles for me.
Mm-hmm. No, man, great answer. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Chico, see how that works?
Chico,
I
stop.
think it's on you actually. Unc.
Look, Chico, stop putting the funny chats while Chuck answering. Don't put the funny chats up there, because then because we laugh.
It looked like you laughing at Chuck while he answers something.
Yeah, he just keep putting them up there.
If you gotta laugh, take your ass off the screen. Let that man be intelligent.
So,
like
that's
why I put him up there by himself.
Dude,
but I'm just clicking on the comments.
Let me take
and
him
they
back
just
to
happen to
kindergarten.
be funny.
Let me take him back to kindergarten, Dukes,
Oh,
because that's all he understands. He
Here
only
we go
understands when I
again.
call him out his name or you talk to him like he's 5.
That's a lie.
If you can't sit up front and pay attention, take your ass to the back.
Man,
that's why
look,
you used to be in the back of the class all the time.
Chuck is giving a great answer. I think Wayne Morgan said Chico don't fight. He give aggressive new room massages. But I almost lost it.
See, that's you repeating it.
Because this is the time to do it, Chico. So like when he answering, don't, you know what I'm saying?
I agree, Chico.
Chico, boy, you catching hell today.
I agree.
Hell today. I think it's Afro,
Chuck,
dog.
Forget Chico. One of the things I want to discuss with you.
Forget Chico.
I mean, like he's irrelevant right now to me. He's 5. We try to have an adult conversation. We'll be back to being 6 in a minute. When you look at the guys that came from the SWAC, Jackson State, over to Colorado Coach Prime, and now playing in the league, Shiloh Sanders, Cameron Silverman, Craig. What are you looking for them during this preseason to solidify that 53-man roster, mate?
I think they bring all the work ethic. We've seen, you know, the film work, the bringing it to the field. You're getting a lot of guys with high football IQs, and it's from the coaching that they've been around. I just take a look at, you know, Cameron Silverman, Craig. I mean, I would, you know, sit back there and just kind of, you know, observe and things of that nature. But all these guys that are hitting the pros, man, they are coming with some incredible football IQs, guys that you want to have on the field, guys that are going to be thinking, you know, a play ahead or looking at personnel groupings. I think that's the thing that jumps out for me. You know, I remember, you know, Coach Dennis Thurman and Coach Prime were talking about it. Something ought to trigger you when you see certain personnel groupings, and you should remember the route combos when you see certain formations, and it's just things like that these guys, they all bring with them going into the pros.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like that, Chuck. When you look at Chico, you're not here. I told you you're relevant. We in 12th grade right now. We're not in kindergarten. We'll be back to kindergarten in a minute.
All right.
Chico, when you I want you to listen to this, Chico, because it's an intelligent question here. I like you talking what you be saying.
Intelligent question here.
You mentioned Cameron Silver and Craig and your analysis there. Guy was at Jackson State and coached by Dennis Thurman, whose name rings around the NFL. Comes here, is coached by Charles Kelly, Florida State, Alabama, those coaching branches. And then had Rob Livingston, who was secondary coaching before that, a scout with Cincinnati Bengals. This guy's been poured into by NFL minds and NFL eyeballs, and all of them have said what an asset he would be to the NFL, and that if he gets to a camp, which he is, it's going to be hard to get him out of there because of just who he is. And so he's one of those guys I'm looking for. Special teams, whatever his assignment is, man, it's going to be hard for Cameron Silverman Craig not to stick somewhere just because of his makeup and how he has been trained and conditioned and ready for this.
No doubt about it. I think you hit the nail on the head. And like I said, it's those football IQs that they're bringing to each of these teams. I have no doubt that they're going to impress, you know, the coaching staff. And like you said, whether you're talking offense, defense, or special teams, they bring that extra intangible. Like they've been poured into. And I've always kind of, you know, observed from afar. I'm like, man, when these guys, when their playing careers are over, they're going to be phenomenal coaches because of everything that's been poured into them. I mean, just the high football IQ and just being around Coach Prime. I mean, I can't tell you how many times, and Neely, I would attempt to keep my distance, but just the fact that he'd be standing on the sideline and talking to the DB like, okay, you know what he's about to run, right? Yeah, it's just just the trigger part of just knowing what a receiver is going to do before pre-play, and that stuff just kind of just jumps out for you.
Chico, time to go to kindergarten.
All right, let's go. Well, I'm not even going to entertain. I'm just
I
going to
drew
say
a
this right
giraffe
here.
with 5 legs.
What Chuck just said
I
right
didn't
there.
wet my palate today.
What Chuck just said right there might go over Uncle Neely's head, but when you're on the football field, you can see certain things that be triggered by certain things, by alignments. And if you're understanding the offensive, come on, dog. Y'all got to stop, man.
I rest my case.
Y'all got to stop, dog. Y'all do it too much, man. Y'all do it too much.
That ain't me. That ain't me.
Chuck,
Y'all do it too damn
this
much.
is like when Johnny Cochran and them had Mark Furman on the stand. I'm like, I know I'm about to win this. Like, let me just let him keep talking.
So you can't be talking and looking like y'all looking, dog.
Detective Furman?
Y'all wild as hell, man.
Like,
y'all gotta stop, man.
Dog. Like, Chico is the best prover of my points than even I am. I just let him.
Y'all gotta stop, man. I can't
You
even
say
think
that you
straight
got the
with y'all
Rocky
two fools
Ham,
up
but
here.
the gate was open, Mr. Furman.
Oh my God.
Where did you put the glove down, Mr. Furman? Oh boy.
A lot of people just go out there and play football without even seeing.
I can't, dog.
Why, man? Why? I try to
got
come on
stuff
here,
say.
have a good damn show, and this is what I have to deal with. You know what? I realize now why I used to get in trouble in school. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't hurt nobody. I ain't do nothing bad. I just came in there and just walked in, and people just, I'm just being me. What did I do?
Chico, ask the question.
He ain't got no question, man.
I wasn't gonna ask a question. I was just gonna make a point of
right.
that. You know what I mean? Some players don't play up here. Some players just play, physically, and
Sure.
Coach Prime is trying to get some of these guys to understand that there's a game within a game that's going on. And at the cornerback spot, even whatever position you are, there are some telltale signs, some indicators that you can see before the snap that'll give you, where this play might go or what's going on. If you understand, that's why Travis, I think, is so good on defense, because he can understand the concepts, just by alignments and what this route could be, what this might be, because he knows that if I line up outside the numbers, I might be going inside. If I line up inside, I might be going outside. So those little things like that, Travis can catch on to. That's why he makes those plays that he makes, and people be so amazed with him. And how did he do that? Look at the play that Shadour made, that interception return. He credited all of that to watching film. That's up here. So if you understanding the formations of what they're doing pre-snap, you can make some plays, and anticipate some plays. So that's why I think Coach Prime is trying to teach and instill in some of his players. And when he sees that he has those players on his team who has the ability to make the plays, but then who can think the game, that's what he's trying to, I think, bring to Colorado. Those are the best. Those turn out to be the best players.
Chico, I absolutely love that answer because you're spot on, man. It was well articulated and intelligent with depth and substance. But I got to tell you this. The way the graphic is set up, it is making your afro kind of go diagonal. You look like Mr. Glass sitting in that chair with that part down the middle of his afro.
I was going to do a Frederick Douglass one, but
like you had to do it right now.
It's all right. You'll have something to say anyway. So there
Chuck,
you go.
he brought up Travis Hunter's name, another guy you got to witness play in the SWAC.
Take it back to your inspiration.
Level down at Jackson State, listed as wide receiver 1 going into the preseason and cornerback 3 on the depth chart as far as defense goes. Talk to us about your experience with the Unicorn and why you know that this is going to work in Jacksonville.
I mean, you said it. He's a unicorn. I mean, I'm amazed and I don't think, I think it goes over people's heads, but the fact that he's able to get the terminology from on the offensive side of the ball, terminology on the defensive side of the ball, and just to mesh it all together, and then the cardiovascular endurance to have the ability to play on both sides of the ball. I mean, and the guy is probably, in the last 20 years, the most phenomenal football player that I've laid my eyes on, and he's still growing into, something that, nobody has even seen yet. I mean, it boggles the mind to remember what he was able to do at Jackson State. The Texas Southern game jumps out at me, catching the one out in the flat, and the guy goes to make the play and he misses him by 3 or 4 feet. The catch at Alcorn, to be able to get the feet down and things of that nature, jumping routes. I mean, and he continued to do that and parlay that into a Heisman at Colorado. And I'm just amazed at what he is able to do. And now again, turning heads in the pros, turning heads at Jacksonville. I mean, is it possible? He could be offensive rookie of the year and defensive rookie of the year. I don't put it past him. He's that amazing.
Yeah. Chuck, I wanted to kind of get into a broader spot in college football. What do you take? So for years and years in Georgia, South Georgia always won when it came to state championships. It would be Valdosta, it would be Lowndes, and people in the metro area said there was never enough concentration of talent to compete. Well, now as the metro area got more condensed, more of that talent started to move in a different zones. So you get a school like Westlake or you get a school like Langston Hughes that they're able to kind of compile that talent. Have you ever thought about what it would take for a HBCU school to actually compete on a Power 4 level, or at least be able to? How could HBCU get to that level to be actually considered for a playoff? Like, what would it take to get that to happen?
That's a great question. I thought we started to see the beginnings of what it would take at Jackson State, from the standpoint of facility upgrades, the coaching part of it, and the cachet. There is a certain something about playing at an HBCU and being in that HBCU environment that I think, would be a winner for a lot of kids. I mean, to be in front of people who look like you, who value you, who appreciate you, and to hear the accolades, that's a winning formula. And I think, it's been a continuation, I think, of what Coach Prime really, brought to the forefront. I think a lot of HBCUs are still benefiting from the added exposure. Now we see HBCU games all over television. So you can still, get your HBCU fix in. So I think we're, if it's a sort of a tiered sort of situation, we're at the beginning part of kind of seeing, guys really seriously take a look at what HBCUs have to offer. I think, HBCU schools are going to kind of realign themselves a little bit with regards to the amount of NIL they can offer. Of course, you can't compete, on the Power 5 level, but again, there are other intangibles, to go along with NIL that I think would be a winning formula to get a good amount of talent in. Unfortunately, we saw just yesterday what happened in Prairie View. They've sort of discontinued their tennis program, but it's a realignment of resources to put it back into football, to put it back into basketball, to put it back into revenue generating sports. I hate that for the tennis program, but I think, these are sort of the hard decisions that you're probably going to start seeing being made at HBCUs.
Let's talk about Michael Vick and Desean Jackson. They should have a big impact of bringing in a lot of high quality recruits that can come in there and do some things at Delaware and Norfolk State. They also face each other, I think, October 30th at Lincoln Financial Field. Updates on them, Chuck?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're at that part of camp where they're still evaluating talent, but Michael Vick was and Desean Jackson, they were able to go out and go get some talented quarterbacks. So I think those are things that you're going to see. Michael Vick has a chess piece on the board in Kevon King. We've seen him show up on a lot of preseason all conference teams, some national mentions, but I think it starts up front. Are they able to get the offensive lineman? Are they able to get some pressure on the quarterback? It starts in the trenches. I mean, whether you're FBS or FCS, and you can kind of follow the trend from there. If you got some houses up front, you can do some things. So it'll be very interesting to watch and see what Norfolk State and Delaware State do in the MEAC. The MEAC, from a conference standpoint, 6 teams. It's a playoff game every weekend. So when they get into conference play, it's win or nothing. So it's going to be very interesting to see what those two are able to do in year one. And if they can turn those programs around, 180 those programs, the way Coach Prime did at Jackson State, it's going to be very interesting to watch in the MEAC because you have a team like North Carolina Central and Trey Oliver, the coach for North Carolina Central. He's not ceding any ground. He already told guys that at MEAC Media Day, like, those are great guys, but guess what? I got a team too. So I'm looking for a great season over there in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference.
Love it, love it, love it. See how we just kept on that pause, Chico?
You like the pause, don't you?
You give us many reasons to pause. Man, this is the morning run. It is Deuce the Scoop. It is Big Dog Chico, yours truly, Uncle Neely. Man, we had Derek on from CU Creative, got Professor Charles Bishop on from Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. Man, what a damn Wednesday. And the day ain't over. Plenty of content still to come on all 3 networks. So make sure you go out there and subscribe to Deuce the Scoop channel on YouTube, Big Dog Chico channel, and also the Pregame Network. And again, you can find Chuck Bishop on Inside the HBCU Sports Lab Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Big Dog.
It's football time and what, Unc?
America. I don't know what they're doing in Bangladesh or Mozambique, but we getting ready to get on that damn field. We're going to see who won it.
Yes, sir.
Not lying, baby.
I got
Hawaii's...
one more question for Doc. Hey, Doc, I wanted to ask you too. If for a lot of people who don't know, including myself, what are the tiers of the HBCU conferences? Like, so you may have a guy who says, all right, I'm going to Clark, but am I playing the largest conference or am I playing the most competitive conference? Like, if you were to tier, if you start at, let's say, Power 4 and you went down to the conferences and you get in the group of 5 and then you get in the HBCUs, what's the hierarchy of conferences at HBCU football?
Great question.
SWAC MEAC, they are the Division I conferences. When you take a look at your Texas Southerns, Prairie View Southerns, Jackson State, Mississippi Valley, Grambling, those are all teams within the SWAC. Florida A&M, Alabama A&M, Alabama State, those are the teams in the SWAC. When you take a look at the MEAC, Division I teams there, North Carolina Central, Delaware State, Norfolk State, Howard. Those are all teams over there in the MEAC. When you start talking Division II, those are teams like your Fort Valleys, your Clarks, your Morehouses, your Tuskegees, Kentucky States, Miles College. But those are the tiers. And then you have teams like Edward Waters, Savannah State, all Division II, all in the SIAC. And then you have those are your football playing conferences. So you also have some teams that play down in the Gulf Coast Conference. So you have mostly Division I, Division II teams. A lot of the Division II teams are located in North Carolina, where you're talking about Winston-Salem State, things of that nature. Johnson C. Smith. A lot of I think North Carolina has 13 HBCUs. Majority of them playing in the Division II.
Dukes, let me ask you something as well as Chuck. Dukes, if I may.
Go ahead.
Would you count your money in front of a poor man? Would you eat your lunch in front of a man that was starving?
No, you wouldn't.
Why is Chico combing his afro while bald-headed Chuck is talking? Chuck, swing on that man. Because I know where I'm from. You sit to eat your hamburger in front of somebody that ain't got nothing, your hamburger took. You count your money in front of somebody who ain't got none. Your money took. That man sitting there all while you break it down at HBCU conferences, picking his afro out and laughing at you.
Everybody
You ain't
didn't
got
just
no
let
help.
everybody didn't just let people take stuff from them. You know, some people fought for their stuff. Some people didn't want people to just take stuff from
I know
them.
what. Dukes and Chuck gonna swing on them when they see you. Just off today.
You can't be speaking for them.
I want
I
no
know
part.
Speaking what you think.
When
Chico,
Dukes
you
turned their
got
hand
it.
around, I knew it was up.
You got it, big dog. I don't want no parts. Now,
Hey.
Doc, I want to ask you one last thing. Like, do you feel that if FAMU and Jackson State combined, or you take two of the best teams from the SWAC or the MEAC, if you took matter of fact, take the Celebration Bowl. If you took those two games, those two teams from those two from that game, do you think that they could compete in maybe the Group of 5 level?
Both would have to have the talent along the trenches. And I think that's where you see the differentiation between FBS and FCS. There are a lot of frontline guys, I think, at Jackson State, at Florida A&M. But, you know, and this was something that we kind of saw at Jackson State. I think Jackson State sort of had an edge with regards to talent during the time Coach Prime was there, because even their second string guys, you know, they still would hammer you in the third and fourth quarter where teams would wear down a bit. So if there is, and it'll be kind of interesting to see, you know, over the next few years, you know, whether you can get those talented transfers that come in where you can still have great depth along the offensive and defensive lines. We all know football, you're going to have injuries during the course of the year. But if you can continue good, solid level play, I think, you know, you can make an argument at least that these teams would be able to play some teams that are in the you know, other quadrant, if you will, of the FBS. I'll tell you what's going to be a very interesting game this upcoming season. Jackson State taking on in-state foe University of Southern Mississippi. I think that's one to kind of pay attention to. You've seen some publications say, you know, if there's going to be a FCS, FBS upset, that could be one. I know when Jackson State played Louisiana Monroe last year, from a physicality standpoint, Louisiana Monroe was not able to beat up on Jackson State. In fact, you can make a good hard argument Jackson State was every bit as physical as a Louisiana Monroe team. So we've seen during the course of the years where you will have a team like a North Carolina NT. They'll get a win out there somewhere. We saw Grambling go out to UNLV a few years ago, and you know, they were right there. I think the quarterback got hurt or something to that effect. But we've seen some upsets along the way. As to if it's a consistency thing, I'm not sure we're there yet, but we're still in the infancy, if you will, of watching a lot of FBS guys transfer to FCS schools, and where that talent gap isn't quite as what it once was.
Can I piggyback off that little quick?
Yeah.
Let me say this. What I think, Dukes, you said the Celebration Bowl, which would be the top two teams, right? And what have we been saying? Here we go. What have we been saying has been a difference? As Chuck just said, also the guys in the trenches and the depth, right? The skill positions are there, you know, for the most part. So if you combine the two best teams, right, who have a lot of those pieces, now you combine them and now you have a little bit of depth. I think you can compete. You know, I don't know whether you'll fit at the top of a league or a conference or anything like that, but you definitely can compete. I think just from a talent level with schools from HBCU. And if you're just talking about the Celebration Bowl, like you said, I definitely think they'll be able to compete somewhere. Did Duke just leave on my answer? Damn.
So did
That's a walkout.
90% of the chat.
You know what? How about I join 90% of the chat then? You know, we know that I almost said something. Let me be I'm not gonna swing. I probably would have missed that. You would have came back with a counter uppercut. And so I'm just gonna hold that one. Stay back.
The counter puncher.
Stay back. Yeah.
I tried to learn him, Chico. I tried to learn him, Chuck. It's like, look, I ain't never swung on you first, but that counter, that overhand right is a mofo.
Oh, Dukes wouldn't have a wardrobe change. That's what you did, Duke?
Yeah, we went HBCU.
Repping the fam, baby.
Yeah, we went
Okay.
HBCU, baby. That's what we
That's
did.
FAMU, baby. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
See you over there.
yeah, we went HBCU.
Bring it back to Chico, man. My uncle wanted me to go to FAMU so bad. Damn.
Hey, bring it back to Neely. I was on the way to FAMU.
Then they sent you back. What happened?
They had an overcrowded freshman class. Tell you how your daddy lied to you now. They had an overcrowded freshman class, and they sent a letter to the crib and saying that freshmen wouldn't be allowed to bring cars because of the parking issue. And that part is a true story.
Yep.
But my dad was like, because he had no intentions of really getting me a car. He's like, oh, dog, we can't do it now. Like,
You got to stay right here in Jackson.
No, but like real deal, man. I was accepted going. I was here to tell Asheville College.
That's what's up, man. Hey, help you. Hey, let's give a shout out to our top fans from this live right here. So we're gonna start with let's go top 10. Number 10 is Peter D Supernatural. Number 9, Blue Zulu. Number 8, 420 Mo. Number 7, Scorpion Queen 73. Coach Prime, speaking of 420, Coach Prime said, dog, he was doing an interview with Michael Irvin. He said, right during that second quarter, those student sections, they get to firing it up. You get to smelling it out there in Boulder and Folsom Field. That is no joke. I thought I was tripping when I was out there, Unc. I said, are they
tripping because you were the one lighting it up?
No. Mine was in my back pocket. I was scared to light it up. I was like, not the first time. I ain't gonna light it up the first time. I gotta let somebody else do it first. But no, I smelled it in the air. I was like, damn. Like, wow, this is crazy. So yeah, man, y'all be on the lookout if you do go to Boulder.
Man, do the countdown, man. You got to
taste the air. Taste the air. All right, number 7, Scorpion Queen 73. Number 6, Jewel Archon. I think that's right. I might be wrong. Number 5, It's Just Mia. Number 4, Mr. B 8314. Number 3 is Miss Dawn Duncan. Number 2 is Ella Nissa. And number 1 fan from this show. I just see prime time. So it's going to be prime time. Buff Nation is the number 1. All right. Any comments we need to highlight on here? We got some super chats. Maybe one right here from who I just said the number 1 top fan is. Prime time Buff Nation. He said, Uncle Neely, I need that Dominique Ponder highlights or interview like the Epstein files. He's scared.
Got you covered.
Like the Epstein file. Reef, you're wild in that comment. What did Reef have to say before we get up out of here? Real quick, we're gonna highlight that.
I'm telling you, whatever Reef said is a Chico knockout.
Oh no, we're not gonna do that one then. Go to Wayne Morgan.
Reef be swinging on Chico.
He definitely swung on that one.
What did it say, Chico?
It says, Chico, great show. I love your hair.
Oh,
with the
yeah,
part
I
in
know
the
you
middle.
lying, right?
Go holler at T Braids.
Well,
808
you lie
Hawaii.
like Yo-Yo, man. You just
Yo-Yo. No, Yo-Yo was actually telling the truth with that. What he said to Coach Prime, that's actually the truth.
Now go ahead. Let me prove you wrong. Go ahead.
No? It wasn't no truth what he said? Okay.
I heard exactly what he said. I was standing there.
Okay. Well, I thought
but what you're not going to tell me is that anywhere in the world that the number 56 is said is 65. It's 56. And if you listen to the lie he told, he was like, you got to understand, Coach. It's like if it says 88, we say 8 and 8. Like, it's still 88. Instead of just admitting, no, man, I told you 68, but I said 86.
When he said, Coach, you're messing up my routine, he told the truth.
Oh, on that part, yeah.
All right, guys. Thank y'all for coming out.
Look at this, Chico. He didn't say it early on when messing up the routine. He only said when he got caught in the lie. Now all of a sudden you messing up my routine.
All right,
I ain't got no exit.
I'm trying to land the plane, and you messing up my routine to get.
Chico, you have no routine. You are kindergarten.
That's the routine. It's having no routine.
Get a juice. Write your numbers. Take a nap. Pee on your mat.
Sit down with your legs
change your clothes, take another nap, get a graham cracker to milk, and wait on your mom to pick you up. That's your routine.
Crisscross applesauce. Thank y'all for coming out, joining us once again on another show of the Morning Run Live right here on
Be
the
bracket
pregame
practice
report.
tomorrow with post-practice interviews. And then on Friday, we got the football media day. So a lot of interviews taking place with that.
Yes. So stay tuned. We here all week, dog. All week long.
Oh, and as regards to Professor Chuck Bishop, he'll be a reoccurring guest on the Morning Run. You can count on him every other Wednesday. Set your clock by it. Write it down on your calendar. If you like bald heads, caterpillar eyebrows, and booty arms, check in every other Wednesday. He'll be here.
Right.
See, Chico, I ain't even throw a punch. I just get countered for no reason.
See what I know
They
it.
call that
See,
a straight.
Chuck?
They call that
Chuck.
a straight. You call it a straight, Chuck.
Chuck, we just gonna have to, man, let's jump him. Sit down.
You got to get past Reggie Calhoun Sr., Officer Rose and security, because I'm going to tell them they ain't got no credentials.
Officer Rose gonna be like, hold up. They here to get you? Let them through. Get him. Hey, man, we got to get up out of here, man. We're going to go have a great rest of our day. For everybody checking in from the East Coast to the West Coast, wherever it is, put your city and your state in the chat. We appreciate you on the Morning Run. For Uncle Neely, for Chuck Bishop, for Phillip Dukes, and for I. We're going to get up out of here, man. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Have a great day. Peace in the Middle East. UBSU.
He was going to give himself some kind of elaborate